Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a good weekend. I'm just so happy to be recording this on the weekend. It doesn't actually mean that you're going to see this on the weekend. But it is what it is. I have a ton of cardboard. We are going to do something interesting today. This is actually my dad's shop. Hi guys, my name's Matt. I should have been cycling around the world, yet instead I have traded in the trike for a little while for a van. So I am now going to travel around the world in a van. I'm going to convert the back of that van into a studio for podcasting and video production. That's the primary goal, man. That is the juice right there. And this is my dad's shop. My dad passed away a few years ago, and this shop has sort of remained unused. And I plan to use it. So good stuff. Now with that out of the way, what are the projects that we're aiming for, and what have we done already? The inside of the van is empty. It had an interior there when I bought it, but I took all the bed out, I took the electronic side out, I took the water side out, I took the kitchen out, everything is out. I tossed some of the components that were damaged. Actually, the water tank had a bunch of... I'm really glad I took it out, because there was literal black mold growing under that container due to the moisture. I did keep all of the wall sections, and I might use them as templates to cut the new wall and the new ceiling in the future. So those might come in handy. Now, my design is going to be a podcasting studio. The kitchen doesn't need to be so big. I'm questioning if I want a bathroom or not, or a shower. All the individual components, like the water heater here, and the pumps, and the electrical system box here, are just hanging out. I'm actually not going to disassemble the electrical system quite yet. I am going to replace this entire box, but right now it's in a very well self-contained environment, and I'm trying to see if maybe I can get Victron stuff, which makes a whole new series of really good quality electronic devices, switches and inverters and converters and all sorts of amazing things. I want to turn that van into a podcasting studio and filmmaking suite. Sleeping ain't that important to me. Cooking ain't that important to me. But making videos is, because I really like it. I've done it on the trike, cycling around all of Asia, and I'm going to do it in this van as I travel with a motor around the rest of the world. Now, for those of you that are wondering where my trike is and how that's going, we might have a lead. So I might actually have my recumbent trike from Malaysia sent here. For those of you that don't know that, I was cycling around the world on a trike, and then the pandemic hit, and I was always leaving my stuff stuck in Kuala Lumpur. But we might actually have an opportunity to get my trike, which I'm very excited about. Okay, so now, I want to make a studio. I want to build that van out in a very special way, and I want to make sure that I do it in such a way that I don't make too many mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. But I want to mock it up. When I was a kid, I was always really good at dioramas. I was always very, very visual. And I did download VanSpace 3D, which is a three-dimensional program where you can model your van in 3D. And it was cool and everything. But there's something about having something tangible, even if it's not like perfect, and maybe you can't use it like it's intended. So I went around and I went on my Facebook group for the community here, for this city, and I put one message out. I said, hey, anybody? This is a very strange request, but does anybody have any big boxes? And I got a bunch of people with some big boxes. So I'm going to brutalize these boxes and sort of break them into their constituent parts, and then I'm going to put them in the van, and I'm going to build out the area that I want, in the way that I want, or at least the way that I think I want. And then when I have cabinets or boxes symbolizing cabinets, I can say, I want doors this size, or doors this size, or doors this size, or cabinets this depth, or cabinets this depth. And I'll be able to make these sort of minute tweaks to it before I have to build the entire cabinets. Also, a lot of the components that will make up the interior of that van, like the inverters, like the batteries, like the water system and the refrigerator and maybe the shower installation, a lot of those things aren't here yet. So by using cardboard, I can design a cabinet no matter what the size of refrigerator I end up having. I can just sort of estimate. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go into this van. We are going to create the interior the way that I want it, based on very, very soft, supple, easy to cut and tweak materials. And then I'll be able to say, wow, I like this, or no, I don't. and then tweak as necessary. So that's the plan. It's always been my plan to do that, and I'm very curious to see if my ambition has overrid my creativity or something or other. Anyways, let's do this thing. And this is the mark. Where's the mark? Right here. Yeah, I guess if I wanted to be comfortable here, this would be an appropriate distance, but it is very much in line with the wheel wells, which means that the wheel wells will be inside the bench seats, which makes sense. It actually makes some sense, and it's the most important area of the van. So 80 it is. Okay, so we're basically done. We have the small cabinet, the shower, we have the entertainment center and all the drawers for probably my clothes as well as my video gear. I'm also going to have cabinets that are going to come up here. We'll do that later. We have the L-shaped couch that's going to go all the way across and down, a large section in the back. This area here will have the tabletop, which will come down into the U-shaped couch in order to form the bed. And then we have this area here, which is the kitchen. And then of course right here you'll have a table that will flip up and allow this seat, when it torques around, to work. Like I said, I'll also have cabinets that will be here and here along the edges. I don't want to impede this center space too much visually or physically, because honestly people aren't really going to be coming and putting their heads near these areas. They're going to be using this center walk. But I like open spaces, and if you guys have not followed me before, I was cycling around the world, so I have a comfortability with very, very little stuff. As a matter of fact, this is a lot more space than I'm used to in my traveling life. So I think what I'll do here is I'll just have maybe 1 foot deep cabinets here that will go the entire length, and then as well here. And the great thing about the cardboard is I'll be able to take some pieces out if I think that they're unnecessary, and maybe I'll find out that instead of having one side, both sides, I can cut it down to one side of these cabinets, because I think a lot of these cabinets are going to have my clothes. I think this cabinet here, or maybe one above the entertainment center area, is going to be full of electronic switches and the power center, the power control center for the van. That's where we're at. Wow! Oh, it's almost perfect. So one of the people that helped me with boxes had like shop cabinets. He was building some shop cabinets, and so these are the boxes from those shop cabinets. And I'm trying to figure out if I want a floor-to-ceiling length shower. So I need some really tall boxes in order to get the job done. Look at that. You couldn't have sent me a box with more specific specifications than that box right there. And I got a couple of them so I can kind of frame out a shower. Okay, so this is the shower here. Floor to ceiling. But like I said, the space behind the driver's seat is very, very shallow. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I have room for a cabinet. I could probably put one up here though. It's possible. That's the whole reason I'm doing this, to start getting the creative juices grinding. Well, maybe not grinding too much, working. Okay, so I'm moving on to the bench, and I put my first seat there. Now, the height of this seat is 23 inches. And I wanted them to be high enough, because I'm a tall guy and I kind of want my legs, I don't want to be sitting there with my knees up. I want my feet to be able to settle on the floor evenly. So I thought 23 would be cool, almost high, like people's feet will sort of dangle. Now I've got to build in all of these boxes all the way around so I can get a good idea. All right, so this is the U. It's the height of 23 inches off the ground. So I would walk in the middle. There's a huge area here that's a bed. Is a decent sized garage actually, so that would be up about there. And then you'd have this whole bottom area for storage. I could have doors here, sliding doors. There's all sorts of options, and I'm actually really glad that I'm doing this. This is really helpful. All right, so I added a table. It's very rudimentary, you know, but it gives you an idea of space and how much space you're going to have. If this table is able to move around, this table can go all the way to this side. It can go all the way to that corner, so people can sit in there. And yeah, I'm liking this. I think this is pretty neat. Yeah, this could be very cool. I mean, it's very raw, but it does give you some ideas. Look at this whole area here, from this side to that side. I could lay there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it all out, and then I'm going to build it rough with like some rough plywood and 2x4s and stuff, just to frame it all out so I can get an idea. Because I really want to use some good wood, and I don't want to cut up good wood and then find out that there's some measurements off. So this is step one. Step one, woohoo! All right, it's getting a little bit dark, but I was able to get the cabinets just basic. It's very rudimental. It's just for me to see. As a matter of fact, I made this one deeper and more shallow, and then I made that one longer and less deep. And so far I'm very happy with the way that the U-shaped couch looks, and then the table there. That table will be able to come all the way over to here, over to there. I mean, it's hard for me to do the camera in reverse. Anyways, it's pretty cool though. I think tomorrow I'll flesh some more stuff out, but what I think I'd like to do is something I'm thinking about right now, is that I'd like to build at least the U-shaped area in more of a solid way, so that I can like literally sit out there and I can like relax, and I can kind of get an idea of how that is. Everything doesn't have to be built finished or semi-finished or whatever until I actually build the cabinets, but at least this U-shaped area, frame it out with like 2x4s or something kind of bulky and just temporary, and then I can get a really good idea. I can get a really good idea of the way that that's going to look. Especially have a really nice deep garage area, and so I got a lot of ideas for that. The cardboard idea, smart man. I will catch you tomorrow when we have some more daylight, and we'll continue, because I have to get some work done on videos and stuff.